Hey, welcome to the Toolshed. We're glad you stopped by. The Toolshed's a place that you can stop by anytime throughout the day, spend about 15 minutes with us or so, and we'll try to make every job just a little bit easier for you. Hey, the Toolshed's brought to you by Schedule Engine. We're wrapping up season 2, and today's episode is sponsored by our good friends at Emerson. I've got my good friend Brian Donovan over here. Say hello, Brian.
Hey, how are you? Glad to be back.
Yeah, good to have you in the Toolshed, kind of hanging out with the crowd.
Yeah, you know, couldn't think of a better way to spend the day.
Yeah, man. Hey, so, our friend John came in and talked about money and a money mindset and finances and some pretty good stuff in season 2. And so we may piggyback on that a little bit. My friend Ray Clark's going to be here tomorrow, and we're going to talk about some really cool stuff. And it's always fun to have Ray from Schedule Engine. And if you don't know Ray Clark, you should follow him. If you don't know Brian, you should follow him too. Eddie McFarlane's not a bad guy to follow, but you cannot apply for the president of the Eddie McFarlane fan club because I have that locked down.
Yeah, you made that clear throughout the season.
Okay, and so, it's good to work with people you like and do things you like. And being able to give back through Toolshed has just been a blessing for me, I can tell you that. Plus, my daughter Lucy thinks it's cool that I'm on YouTube. Hey, if you're on YouTube or you're not on YouTube, go to YouTube, subscribe to that YouTube channel, and you'll get 7 years of good luck. It's proven. I read it on Google.
If you read it on the internet, it's true.
Yeah. Hey, so we've talked. You and I have talked about several things this season. We've talked about a career path. We've talked about a career ladder. I thought that was really cool. Interplay's got some really good stuff to help technicians and plumbers, and you can move up that ladder, move up that corporate ladder if that's your thing and that's what you want, right? But being a better technician and having a better life and having a better job and being happy, like that's the key, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak enough about, I guess, how fortunate I am to work for a company whose my passion is their passion as well. It's very much aligned, you know, and I've said it throughout the last 8 or whatever weeks I've been coming here, you know, better careers, better lives. And that really can be across the entire industry, right? I being part of something that is really mission-oriented of how can we contribute is really something that's satisfying to me.
Yeah, better career, better lives. You heard it here first on the Toolshed. I love that. I absolutely love it. Hey, we're not going to do it in season 2, but I can tell you how to hire really good people for your company that their values match your values. And there's a trick to that, and I can share that with you. If you'll message me, I'll do that. Right? You got to have really good interview questions based on your values. It's a slick way to do it. I've only interviewed a couple hundred people in my life. And so, hey, here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about when you start your career or you're in the middle of your career and you're on this learning path, you're on this career path, and you have this North Star about a reputation. You get a reputation in your business. I have a reputation of being the guy from Toolshed, me and Eddie McFarlane. You're that guy from South Carolina, aren't you? Yeah, that's what I hear a lot. Hey, here's what I know. Several years ago, the company I was with, we hired a technician, and he went through our Tech Builder program, 8 weeks of training, become a maintenance technician. During those 8 weeks, we kind of found out this guy was kind of slow. And I mean slow like he ate his lunch really slow. He walked really slow. He wrote down things really slow. He was just kind of slow. My brother-in-law, Rodney, hello Rodney, he's kind of a slow guy, slow walker. But this guy, we'll call him Brandon. That's not his real name. But when he got out into the field, we couldn't give him 5 calls a day. We could only give him like 3 calls a day because he was slow. Now, super methodical, didn't have a lot of callbacks. Customers liked him. And so there's a lot to like about Brandon, but he was slow. 2 years later, 2 years later, I started thinking, I don't know if he's slow anymore. And I started looking at his call volume, and he wasn't running 3 calls a day every day. He was running 5 calls a day, just like every other technician. But I could walk into the dispatch room and I said, hey, tell me about Brandon. And all the dispatchers would say it in unison, oh, he's really slow. If I walked into the install department and said, tell me about Brandon, they would say, oh, he's slow. If I walked and talked to another technician, hey, do you know that guy Brandon? They would be like, man, that dude's slow. He only does 3 calls a day. Because he got a reputation. And if you're in the beginning of your career, or you've just started with a new company, or you're concerned about your reputation, the cool thing about it, Brian, is you get to determine part of how that reputation comes across to people. True?
Well, yeah, I agree. And I think the way I view it, you don't have a choice whether or not you get a reputation, but you have a choice in what that is, and it takes intentionality, and it takes understanding of how people are going to perceive you or your performance, and you really set expectations. And I think your reputation grows from there.
Yeah, you do. I used to make a joke, said, hey, when you start at a new company, you should work really, really hard for the first 2 years, and then you can slack off a little bit because everybody will say, he's a hard worker, she's a real hard worker, right? But you're going to get the reputation whether you want it or not. That was your point.
Right.
And so you want to be intentional about that. And here's the reputation that I would encourage some people to try to get in their company, and it's, I'm a learner. I'm a helper. I want to do well in my career. I want the company to do well. I want my other teammates to do well. But I'm a learner, and I want to learn as much as I can. That'd be a pretty good reputation.
I think that's great. But what I think would be even better is contributing to the culture of learning within an organization. So not only am I a learner, but I love to participate in a social aspect of let's advance this learning, not for just me, but for the good of our staff, for the good of the company, better careers, better lives.
Yeah, I love that, man. So, what we're saying is, like, if we talked about it before, you don't get paid by the hour. You get paid for how much value you bring to the market, and the marketplace pays you. And you say, well, no, I get paid by the hour. No, you get paid for how much value you can bring. And so when you're a learner and you help your other teammates learn and get better and all the ships rise, you become more valuable to your company. And, for me, my reputation early in my career was he likes to train. Like, I was on a sales team with 30 salespeople, and somebody said, well, that guy, he likes to train. You should let him train. And so I was just training my peers, but I look back to those times 20 years ago, and I was thinking I was really just paving the path to what I really wanted to do. But luckily, somebody saw that in me and said, hey, here's his reputation. Let's kind of boost that up. I think he could do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the best managers recognize the skills of their team, and they elevate that, and they're able to spread that. I keep on going back to a culture of learning. It's core to me because I work for a learning company.
Right.
And we're true to our word. I mean, we are truly a culture of learning. And I love being able to bring that into the industry and really supporting that because, like you said, rising tide raises all boats.
Yeah, nursery of talent.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. And so if we could wrap up season 2, you've been here with us for a couple of months now. You stop by on Thursdays and hang out with us and take some of my money in the putt-putt game. We played some ping pong. Rapid fire questions for you for just a minute. You ready?
Bring it.
Okay. In a 40-yard dash, could you outrun me?
Yes.
Okay. In a basketball game, one-on-one basketball, could you beat me?
No.
I interviewed a guy one time, and he had played AAU basketball,
yeah.
And I said, hey, you think you could beat me in one-on-one basketball? And he went like this. Yeah. Yeah. And so 40-yard dash, yes. One-on-one basketball, not sure. Ping pong.
Oof, I don't know. I think we could really have a battle on that.
Okay. A challenge is out there in season 2. If you play ping pong, I'm taking on all challengers on the table here.
Hey, what you haven't asked about is in putting. Do you think I could out-putt you? And,
Yes.
and I know the answer is yes, because it actually just happened.
If I could putt, I wouldn't be in the tool shed. Okay, let's just say that for the record. I appreciate all you've done and all you've shared with us. It's been a fun 8 weeks. Season 2 is wrapping up. We've had some great guests. You've been one of those great guests. We've had great comments, great engagement. Anything you want to leave us with, words to live by?
Look, I am honored to have spent the last couple of months with you doing this. This has been fantastic. Personally satisfying is because, again, back to the core mission of it is my passion to want to give back to this industry. I've really grown to love training, and I can see the value in it. And what you're doing and what Eddie's doing here at Toolshed, I think is so valuable. Yeah. And I certainly appreciate that.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that. And so you've been super nice, easy to work with. We're trying to do something special, and we've had great engagement. Thank you for joining the Facebook group. We said in season 1, hey, in season 2, we're going to invite some of our friends to the Toolshed. And what we found out was there was a lot of people that wanted to come on the Toolshed. And when Eddie and I sat down, it was a really short list, and you were on that short list, and so I appreciate what you've done.
Well, I certainly appreciate it.
All right. Hey, we're going to conclude today. We thank you for coming by the Toolshed. This one-of-a-kind international Toolshed is brought to you by Schedule Engine. Today's episode is sponsored by our good friends at Emerson. Check those guys out. They have great learning apps, lots of good stuff. We'll see you the next time in the Toolshed. Have a great day. Be good, do good.